This is our topic for today, adverbs. Okay. So what are adverbs? Well, by definition, if we say adverbs are the words that modify verbs, adjectives and another adverbs. Okay. Let us look at the examples with verbs. He speaks gently. How does he speak? Gently. Okay. She sings sweetly. She sings sweetly. So in these two examples, you see adverbs modifying verbs over here. Okay. Now let us come to adjectives. He is very handsome. The food is so yummy. If you look at the first sentence, he is very handsome. So handsome is the adjective that describes the subject he over here. Okay. How handsome he is? Very handsome. Okay. So this adverb is modifying the adjective here. In the same way, the food is so yummy. Yummy is the adjective that describes food over here. Okay. So how yummy? So yummy. So this adverb so is modifying the adjective yummy over here. Okay. Now let us come to this one. She studies quite well. Okay. She studies well. Okay. This is adverb. Well is the adverb here. Okay. How well? Quite well. So this adverb quiet is modifying another adverb well. Okay. Now in this sentence, he spoke pretty sensibly. He spoke sensibly. So sensibly is the adverb here. Okay. And how sensibly? Pretty sensibly. Pretty is the adverb that is modifying another adverb sensibly. Okay. People say that adverbs end in ly. Okay. This rule is not applicable to some of the adverbs. Okay. For example, fast, it doesn't take ly. It is fast only. Okay. And friendly, though it ends in ly, it is not an adverb. It is an adjective. Okay. He is friendly, we say. Okay. That is adjective. So don't go with rules kind of things, but see what is it doing over there in the sentence. Okay. She studies quite well. Here you will get confused because you have two adverbs here. Okay. But this quiet is adding some degree to it. How well? Quite well. How sensibly? Pretty sensibly. Okay. So they need not end in ly. Quiet doesn't end in ly. Pretty doesn't end in ly. Very doesn't end in ly. So doesn't end in ly. Okay. So don't go with that ly rule. It is difficult to remember them like that. Okay. Try to understand the nature of the adverbs. What do they do in a sentence? Okay. That way it will be easy for you to learn about them. First you learn about them, then you need not memorize anything. Okay. There are at least 6 types of adverbs that we use most commonly. They are adverbs of manner, adverbs of time, adverbs of frequency, adverbs of place, adverbs of degree and adverbs of certainty. These are the 6 types of adverbs that we use most commonly. There are other types of adverbs as well. Okay. We will discuss them in the later part of the lesson. Please stay focused. And let us come to the first one, adverbs of manner. They tell us about how the action is done. Okay. Manner, how something is. That's what we mean to say. Okay. She spoke gently. Okay. How did she speak? Gently. Okay. So how was the speaking done? In what manner? Gently. Okay. Gentle manner. He swims well. How does he swim? Well. She plays the piano beautifully. How does she play the piano? beautifully. The baby ate the ice cream greedily. How did she eat it? Greedily. Okay. So adverbs of manner tell us about how the action is done. In which manner the action is done. Okay. If you see in the last two examples, the adverbs are not placed after the verb. Why? Because they are transitive verbs. She plays something. Direct object is needed over here. The baby ate something here also. Direct object. Okay. We should not separate the transitive verbs from its direct object. Okay. We are going to place the adverbs after the direct object. It will be wrong if you say she plays beautifully the piano. It is senseless. Anyway, we also know that. Okay. Reason is this. We should not separate transitive verb from its direct object. And second one is adverbs of time. Adverbs of time tell us about when has the action happened and for how long. Okay, two things we can know by the adverbs of time. First one is when has the action happened. Second one is for how long has it happened. Okay. When adverbs are usually placed at the end of the sentence. When adverbs, I mean the adverbs which tell us about when has the action happened. Okay. So when adverbs are usually placed at the end of the sentence. Okay. Usually. Okay. I don't mean it every time. There is no rule as such. Okay. I am going to paint my room tomorrow. Okay. Can tomorrow be placed somewhere else in the sentence? I am going to paint my room. The people whose mother tongue is not English, okay, it's a second language for us. We study English as second language, okay. We tend to do certain kind of mistakes. For example, if you take this sentence, we start it like this. Tomorrow I am going to paint my room. So, of course, we are not natives and we are not expected to speak like natives as well. But is there anything wrong in learning something as it is? No, right? So let us learn it as it is. Okay. So here, when adverbs are usually placed at the end of the sentence. I am going to paint my room. We should leave now. They will go to the museum next week. Okay. Don't bring them to the beginning of the sentence. So how long adverbs are also usually placed at the end of the sentence. Look at the examples. I have been teaching in this school since 2015. Most of us tend to do one mistake by considering since as a preposition only. Okay, since acts as an adverb as well. Most of us do not know that. Okay. So I have been teaching in this school since 2015. This is an adverbial phrase. Okay. When has the action happened and for how long? Here comes the problem. How long? Okay. So since denotes point of time and for denotes period of time. The boy stayed in that haunted house for all day. Which day we don't know. Okay. Simply for a period of time. They lived in Canada for 2 years. Which 2 years? Not specified over here. Okay. So the boy stayed in that haunted house for all day. Which day we don't know. Which 2 years we don't know. This is simply a period of time. Whereas since 2015. Okay. Here point of time. We know when has the action started and it has been going on. Okay. Do you remember present perfect continuous tense, my dears? I have been teaching along with since. Okay. So how long adverbs are also placed usually at the end of the sentence. And when adverbs are placed usually at the end of the sentence. And don't do silly mistake of bringing them in the beginning of the sentence. Don't say tomorrow I am going to paint my room. Focus on the activity. I am going to paint my room. When? Tomorrow. Okay. And next one is adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency tell us about how often the action happened or happens. They are usually placed before the main verb and after the auxiliary verb. Here we have differentiation. Main verb and auxiliary verb. Adverb of frequency is placed before the main verb and after the auxiliary verb, that is helping verb. Okay. Look at the sentences, examples. He rarely drinks coffee. So drinks is the main verb here and rarely is the adverb which is placed before the main verb. Okay. Then never come on time. Here come is the main verb. Never is the adverb placed before the main verb come. She often eats vegetarian food. So eats is the main verb here. Often is the adverb placed before the main verb. You should always walk on the left side of the road. So walk is the main verb here and always is the adverb here. Should is the auxiliary verb here. So let us see if this is according to the rule. Rule is adverb should be after the auxiliary verb and before the main verb. Okay, let us see. Should is the auxiliary verb. Always is the adverb. Okay, it is after the auxiliary verb and walk is the main verb before the main verb. Do you understand? We should not say you always should walk on the left side. Okay, so adverb has settled itself very well in between the auxiliary verb and the main verb. Okay, and yeah, of course every rule has an exception. Exception to this rule: adverb of frequency is placed after the main verb if the verb is to be. Do you remember be forms? Is, am, are, was, were. Okay, so if main verb is be form, then adverb is placed after the main verb. Okay, look at the examples. I am seldom late. Here am is the main verb and it is a be form. Okay, adverb is placed after the main verb over here. One more example. He is usually ill-tempered. Okay, so is the main verb here, which is a be form again, and adverb is placed after main verb is. Okay, did you understand the exception to the rule, my dears? Hope so. And next one is adverbs of place. Adverbs of place tell us about where the action has happened. Place. They are usually placed after the main verb. Okay, have you understood? And one more important thing is they don't modify the adjectives or another adverbs. This is really important. Place. Adverbs of place do not modify the adjectives or other adverbs. They simply modify the verb. Okay, they inform us about where has the action happened. That's it. Okay. Some of the adverbs of place are, frequently used adverbs of place are here, there, everywhere, around, back, in, nearby, etc. Okay. Let us look at some examples for them. They are going back to Paris. Okay. So here main verb is going and adverb is placed after the main verb. Okay, back. He searched everywhere for his passport. Searched is the main verb here and this adverb of place is placed after the main verb. This is important. Okay. We looked around but couldn't see her. Here also adverb is placed. Around is placed after the main verb looked. Come in. Here many of my students make a mistake over here usually. Okay, if I simply give them this sentence and ask them to identify the parts of speech, in is always a preposition for them. It has never been an adverb. In my entire career of 18 years, I have never seen a single child identifying it as an adverb. Might be something wrong with my teaching. What do you say? Yeah, just kidding. Okay, so many of us tend to do the mistake like in, at, on, all these things we know them as prepositions. From our childhood we have been learning them like that. Okay, but English, it is a tricky language. Certain words can act as many parts of speech, so we get confused. So here come is the main verb. Okay, come where? In. This is the adverb. Okay, that splendid restaurant is nearby. Okay, many students make a mistake of considering nearby as near. They think that there is no difference, but there is difference, and nearby is an adverb. It's not a preposition. The splendid restaurant is nearby. Is the main verb here, and adverb of place is placed after the main verb every time. Okay, go and play outside. Where? Outside. Okay, play is the main verb here. Keep it there. Okay, even their words also, they think, many of the students think that it is a pronoun or something like that. Okay, whenever you get a doubt whether the parts of speech you identify is right or wrong, try to check its purpose. Why do we use that particular parts of speech? If you know that, then you will identify it. Okay, keep it, where, there, place. Okay, so adverb of place, that too. Okay, an important thing is they don't modify the adjectives or other adverbs. In some of the entrance examinations, it is asked, this question is asked, which type of adverbs don't modify adjectives or other adverbs. Okay, I have seen this question so many times, that's why I have included this particular point over here. So please keep this in mind. And next comes adverbs of degree. Adverbs of degree are used to intensify the verb. Intensify, make it stronger. Okay, to emphasize on certain thing. What does it intensify? The verb, adjective, or another adverb. They are usually placed before the verb, adjective, or another adverb that they modify. Okay, so some commonly used adverbs of degree are to, very, quite, enough, almost, just, extremely, etc. Okay, by looking at them you must have understood how do they act, their nature. Okay, the coffee is too hot. How is the coffee? Too hot. We mean to say for me. Okay, too hot for me. For me we need not say because it is implied. He runs very fast. Okay, so very is the adverb here, and fast is also an adverb. Do you understand? He runs. How does he run? Fast. How fast he runs? Very fast. Okay, so two adverbs over here. Fast is an adverb. Okay, though it doesn't end in ly, it is an adverb. And here the coffee is too hot. How is the coffee? Hot. So hot is the adjective here, and too is the adverb which is modifying this adjective. Third one, are you working enough to pass the test? This is an interrogative sentence. Are you working enough to pass the test? So enough is the adverb here. Okay, enough of what? Working. Okay, are you doing enough work? That's what we mean to say. She has almost done her work. Okay, how much she has done her work? Almost done her work. Almost is an adverb. The officer was just leaving. Okay, when? Just. This book is quite interesting. Another adjective here. How is the book? Interesting. How interesting? Quite interesting. Okay, we are trying to intensify the verb, adjective, or another adverb. Whenever we give emphasis on the verb and adjective or another adverb, we try to do that with the help of adverbs of degree. God, this wind is extremely cold. How is the wind? Cold. How cold? Extremely cold. Okay, we are intensifying, adding more degree to it. Okay, and next comes adverbs of certainty. They denote how certain we are about something, how sure, how definite we are about something. They are usually placed before the main verb other than be forms. Okay, So what is implied over here? If the main verb is be form, it is placed after the main verb. Otherwise, it is placed before the main verb. Okay. If the sentence has auxiliary, this adverb is placed between the main verb and the auxiliary verb. Okay. They can be placed in the beginning as well. Here we don't have any such problem as we had with adverbs of time. Okay. Look at the examples. She surely arrives. Okay. Usually it is placed before the main verb. Arrives is the main verb over here and it is placed before the main verb. She is certainly a smart girl. So this is be form. Is a be form. So this adverb is placed after the be form. This is the only exception. Okay. If the main verb is a be form, then adverb of certainty is placed after the main verb. Otherwise it is placed before the main verb. Okay. The train is definitely running late. Okay. So here running is, we have two verbs here, auxiliary verb, main verb, and adverb is placed in between them. Okay, it is placed after the auxiliary verb and before the main verb. Okay. He is probably in the office at this time. Here also, this is the main verb here and it is a be form. So, adverb probably is placed after the main verb is. Okay. He has certainly forgotten his dinner date with her. Here we have auxiliary has and main verb forgotten. Okay. So certainly is the adverb placed in between them. In between auxiliary verb and main verb. And we can even start the sentence with the adverb of certainty. Undoubtedly, Mahatma Gandhi is a great leader. Okay. We don't have any problem if we place it in the beginning of the sentence as well. Okay. And as I have told you in the beginning, in this segment we discussed only 6 types of most commonly used types of adverbs, but there are other types as well. Okay. And one among them is sentence adverbs. There are some adverbs which modify the whole sentence. They are called as sentence adverbs. Some of the sentence adverbs are accordingly, generally, interestingly, and fortunately, and so on. Okay. That is a tough job and should be paid accordingly. Accordingly. Okay. So here we are not modifying any verb, adjective or another adverb in particular. Okay. But instead we are trying to modify the entire sentence. We are adding some meaning to the entire sentence. Okay. Not in particular about any verb, any adjective or any adverb. Okay. They are sentence adverbs. She generally gets to work at 10 a.m. Okay. We are not modifying any particular parts of speech here. Instead, we are modifying the entire sentence. Interestingly, 3 of their children are left-handers. Fortunately, the flight was on time. Okay. And you also please try to form sentences on your own. That is the best way to learn language. Okay. You should try on your own instead of reading. Reading is like learning the theory. Okay. We can learn the theory of driving a car, but to get the driving license we have to do it practically. Okay. So this anything is like that only. Unless and until you have hands-on experience, you don't learn it thoroughly. Okay. You can't claim that you know it. And there are other adverbs too. Opinion adverbs, commenting adverbs, relative adverbs, interrogative adverbs. Whichever topic we take in English grammar, it becomes such a lengthy video, you know, if you have to include everything about each and every topic, they will be of the length of a movie. Okay. it is really impossible to do so. Okay, even then I tried to include the name so that you won't feel strange when you come across such terms. Okay, let us see one or two examples. Opinion adverbs: clearly, obviously, personally. Commenting adverbs: carelessly, cleverly, kindly. Try to use them in your sentences. Try to form sentences with these adverbs. Relative adverbs: where, when, why. Okay, interrogative adverbs: why, where, how, when. Okay, relative adverbs are placed in between, middle of the sentence, whereas we start the sentence with interrogative adverbs. That's the only difference. Okay, rest of the things you can try on your own. Okay, no right or wrong, just try it and then check. And with this we have come to the concluding part of the lesson, quiz. Okay, I know that this video has taken a bit of time, but it is worthy. If you utilize it properly, if you have listened to the lesson thoroughly, you have utilized your time properly. That's what I can say. Okay, anyways, quiz is a simple one. Choose the correct adverb to fill in the blanks. I have provided some adverbs over here: strictly, instantly, never, later, outdoors. Okay, you have to fill in these blanks with these adverbs. Okay, choose the correct adverb to fill in the blanks. Let us look at the sentence once. I'll call you dash, I'm busy now. Let's eat dash, it's a pleasant evening. The officer dash enforces the rules. She dash eats almonds, she is allergic to them. He responded dash when her sister yelled for help. Okay, so these are the simple sentences, simple activity as well. Please go through the lesson if you need to and try to participate in the quiz. If you have any doubts or suggestions, please feel free to write in the comment section. Okay.